Alright, we'll see if that works. I am definitely late, oh my god. Ah. Our APs, oh Jesus, of course it's APs. What is MIT?
Discord.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff. I'm confused. I haven't used the classroom has changed, so I'm like not used to it anymore. Major. What's the? Okay. What? Yeah, I'm trying to like. The thing is, most of the questions are like some form of like, how do you get into MIT? Which I don't know. I guess that's PD's job to answer those. Yeah. Everything just robots. Oh, they're asking for the pirate license. Oh my god, there's so many questions. Copy. No, come back. Paste. Why can't I paste? No! Wait, is my keyboard? How did my keyboard get turned into QWERTY? The heck? Ah! Okay, copy. And then... Why is this in QWERTY? Oh, Jesus, this is gonna be fun. cd.files. Oh god, this is so many levels of bad. I thought I removed that line. Okay, much better. Yeah, I'm in Dvorak. I've been on it since like 2010, so it's too late for me to switch. We'll deal with that later. Our robot's gonna take a little load. What is D1? Okay, someone wants to know the average GPA. Someone is asking what is MIT. Let's do that. Actually, oh no, Firefox froze. That's bad news. What a time to be alive. Yes. Well, CMU better than MIT. They're asking about the swim. Okay. I don't know what is wrong with Firefox recently. It just keeps hanging. It's not cute. It's gonna keep killing my pretzel rocks. I'm gonna downgrade this once the da-da-da, 4.3, 4.4. Oops, didn't mean to pass that. I don't understand. Please explain. Why do people think I'm playing Pokemon Go? Oops. Can you make a new dance video? Maybe. I haven't used this in so long that I don't remember how to use this. is. Are pretty alive. Oops, copy. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Boss of MIT. Birds. Okay, what other good questions are there to actually like literally like so many of the questions are isomorphic to some form of how do you get in, which I don't know, like what do you expect us to say? What is the Ivy League? What if the real birds were the friends we made along the way? Did you read Evan's application? What a great question. Coaster. Those reading applications. Okay. Stop making up fake links. Okay, what other questions here are not terrible? The shape is less important than the area. Okay, what's going on exactly? Well, basically the MIT Math Jam is happening, and I figured as long as I'm going to be sitting in front of a computer answering chat messages, I might as well stream it as well. So yeah, I'm just chilling. That's all. Ta-da! Also, I should move the Twitch a little. Let's put it like here-ish. That's fine. Yeah. I kind of want to stream like the set of questions because they're comedic in some ways, but I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do that, so I'm just streaming what's publicly available and then commentating vaguely. The strongest person in the chat. How's the PhD going? It exists. I need to think about representations of free groups at some point. What are you eating? Chicken noodle soup. For some reason I really wanted it today. Oh, we timed out. All right. Okay. Ergodic theory? No. Birds are. I think every MIT math jam, there's one thing that just ends up becoming like a recurring joke for the entire math jam. Must be a gym, not a mouse. It's a literally electric mouse, right? Okay. I might have been a little too inflammatory at this math jam, actually. T:\R. Alright. Am I doing algebra? No, I'm in number theory, but I haven't. But all the stuff I've been doing is pretty combinatorial because algebraic geometry gives me the heebie-jeebies. So that's a thing. Yeah, I keep telling myself I really need to spend more time on my thesis, and then doing stuff like pushing git commits to my dot files. It's a real problem, actually. Yeah, I'm algebraic number theory very broadly. Thoughts on graph theory? Graph theory is good. Yeah. And there's a lot of flavors of graph theory too. There's like the graph theory that scares me the most is the extremal type. I'm like not good with inequalities in graph theory is what I learned the hard way from trying to take an extremal graph theory course. Did not go well. What's the least favorite math course you've taken? Good question. I don't know. I think the thing is like when you get to college, there's this wonderful thing called you can drop courses you don't like. So if I like went to a course and I didn't find it that compelling, I just dropped it right away because I'm like I'm not going to spend my time on a course that I'm not going to enjoy. So I don't know. I probably don't have very vivid memories of the courses I didn't like because I went to them like a total of like 1 week and then decided I didn't like the course. Yeah. Okay. To 12B, good luck. Try to figure out how the TELS portal works, because I think that sounds like the biggest problem that people have been having. Heavily dependent. I agree in some sense, but also, usually if I really want to learn an area, I don't wait for a teacher, I just go and learn it. Because up until about first year graduate courses, like everything up to and including first year graduate courses in math is pretty well documented now. Like if you want to, for example, learn some introductory differential geometry, what you do is you go open your favorite search engine and scroll through the first like 6 hits of PDFs that were written in LaTeX, and then see which one feels like it reads the easiest to you. And well, not even one. It's I actually endorse learning from like more than one textbook at a time. So it's kind of like for the well-documented intro subject, I've privately been of the opinion for a while that the marginal value of having a teacher is not as large as it was, like, say 20 years ago when the internet was still very young. Is Pikachu not an electric mouse? Am I crazy? No, it's definitely a mouse, right? Yeah, no, like... Yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah. I need to downgrade Firefox. Something is wrong with the most recent up. Well, maybe it's not Firefox itself, but I've broken something because it keeps crashing every so often. It's not great. I have to char var log backman.log. 3 Evans? Yes. That is a thing you can do. Couldn't it be good? I mean, from the art, yes, I agree it could be a squirrel, but I think, like, the species name for Pikachu is literally electric mouse in the game data. Do you play games? I mean, yes. Just, yes. You can, if you want to watch me play some games, hit up my YouTube. You can find me, playing games of various sorts with various degrees of competence. Hollow Knight is so hard. Like, I love the art so much, but I'm too clumsy for games like that. Holy crap. Could you do a quick overview of your favorite source textbooks for different subjects? Basically, if you want to know my... Actually, I'll show you what it looks like rather than just talking. Firefox. Ta-da. Okay. So... Invention.cc, napkin HTML. So if you go to the napkin, basically is the TLDR. So this thing that I wrote once upon a time. And go down to the appendix and go to section appendix A. Looks like this. And then here there's like a bunch of references to things, textbooks that I thought were good for like basically all the topics that are in napkin, as well as notably analytic number theory is like this one topic where there is actually a really good reference, and I also didn't bother to write a napkin chapter for unclear reasons. Mainly because writing takes forever. But Hildebrand's notes are so good. It's like it's considered beginner notes because the prime number theorem they prove has an error term that's weaker than the grown-up version, but the grown-up version is way more technical. So if you're just if you're first learning, it makes a lot of sense to first get like any error term that is okay, and then after that try to if you really need the details, then you can do the technical stuff to improve the error term to whatever it is. But actually, I forget what the error term that this corresponds to is. Let me see. So 161. Yeah, so they get like this error term, which is like not the best possible, but it's good. It's good enough for showing you like what the idea is and why, for example, the Riemann zeta function is so important, and why everyone is talking about the recent claim that Yitang Zhang has, where he claims to be able to control some of the zeros of certain Dirichlet L functions, which is, if it works out, will be one of the biggest breakthroughs we've had in a while. Because I remember being told by Ken Ono, who is like a very respected American number theorist, that the current state of affairs is that L functions are kind of at a stalemate, where we know that if you understand the behavior of an L function well, then you can get a lot of important things. Let me be explicit. Okay, so there's this function called the Riemann zeta function. Riemann zeta. Thank you, Technoblade, for the sub. Welcome back. It's this function that's like blah blah blah. Okay, and this function has zeros in certain places, and we're interested in the zeros that have real part between 0 and 1, and it's known that all the interesting zeros lie in here. So this is called the critical strip, and we believe that all the zeros have real part exactly 1/2. That's what the Riemann hypothesis is. And we cannot even prove that all the zeros have real part less than 0.999. There's no constant for which we have been able to show that all the real parts of zeros are to the left of that, 0.999. And the consequence of this is that if you can prove all the zeros are to the left of 0.999, then your error term for the prime number theorem drops to x to the 0.999. So in particular, if you prove the Riemann hypothesis, your error term roughly drops to O of square root x, like x to the 0.5. And so the more you can push the zeros to the left, that corresponds directly to the exponent in the error term for your prime number theorem. And that's why we're so tilted about this, because we think the error term is O of x to the 1/2, and we can't even do better than O of x to the 0.999. So that's for the Riemann zeta function. And then there's a bunch of other different types of L functions that control different things. For example, if you twist the L function by a certain factor, you can get what's called a Dirichlet L function, which instead of controlling the distribution of primes, controls the distribution of primes mod n if you twist by certain stuff modulo n. So controlling the zeros of Dirichlet L functions, which are like twisted versions of Riemann zeta, gives you error terms on Dirichlet's theorem instead. And we basically know that it all comes down to where the zeros are, and we can't do anything about it. Hence stalemate. Yeah. I think I might have been too cheeky during this math job. I don't know. I felt like a bunch of people kept trying to ask like math questions, so I gave them math answers, but I'm not sure that was the correct thing to do looking back. It's just like, what is an example of an exam question in 1802? It's like, okay, here's the question that I heard about from my friends because apparently people didn't know how to do it. Yeah, L functions are black magic. They're just like, oh my god, L functions. I'm kind of burnt out over math and thoughts. I mean, I'll be able to give you more useful advice the more like data you give me. I think the main thing I want to say is that if you're burnt out, you should take a break. That's sort of how you're supposed to do it, burnt out. It's sort of by definition counterproductive to try and keep forcing yourself to work if you're feeling burnt out. The advice I've always had is that energy management is more important than time management. Like, if it doesn't matter how well you manage your time if you don't have the energy to do the things you want to do. And I think that's a lot of why people keep talking about this, like, what am I trying to say? There's this advice that goes around that's called, like, you should do what you love, quote unquote, whatever the heck that means. And when we tell this to small children, they think that it's a values judgment saying that you should value your happiness over blah blah blah, or, you know, money or whatever plebeian desires, something something. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna say that's wrong, I don't have a strong stance on that, but I think you can just say very practically, like, if your work is not your favorite thing to do, you're not going to do, like, it's almost impossible to do a really good job. Willpower is overrated by a lot. I guess I should change the stream subject. I don't know. Just chatting, question mark? Feels like very technical just chatting though. applying to masters versus PhDs directly. So I think my understanding is that these days, most people just apply for the PhD directly, and the master's is like kind of optional. I don't think there's anyone who thinks like you definitely should do a master's or that you definitely shouldn't. That's my pulse reading of the situation. I wouldn't really know because I never really considered it, so I didn't look into any master's programs. But yeah, I think we just treat it as like optional. You do it if you want to, and if it doesn't matter much either way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about the United States. Yeah, I understand that in other countries, the norm is a lot different. Incidentally, even in the US, like when people do a master's, they often go to like the Europe for it. Like doing a master's in Oxford or Cambridge is actually quite. I think those are like the two most popular master's programs that people in the US do. It's Oxford, Cambridge. Part 3 apparently is the name, right, of the Tripos program. How did you find an advisor? When you're at MIT, or at least at MIT, you just get assigned a random advisor, and I never really used the advisor for anything. I wasn't an undergrad that wanted to be advised, just broadly speaking. I was very hot-headed. Yeah, so my advisor basically would just sign off on my coursework, and that was about it. And even that wasn't that important because, as I said, like when I was up until first year graduate school courses, whenever I wanted to learn something, it was actually easiest for me to just learn it. Oh, for PhD, it was a. I basically just tried to pick the nicest professor in the department, which was, as far as I could tell, was Wei Zhang. Well, okay, I also restricted to people that were like vaguely in fields I liked, but I didn't restrict that hard. I actually was officially supposed to be a combinatorics student, but I kind of decided I didn't really feel like doing combinatorics because I found out that if I wanted to just like shoot down random open combo problems, that was something I was completely capable of doing, and it didn't feel very fulfilling anymore. It was just like, well, I can just do this whenever I want. So I was like, if I'm gonna like stick in graduate school for 5 years, I want to like work on a field where I feel like I'm like learning something fairly deep, which for me ended up being number theory. And then I just like, I kind of stumbled into it. It was just like, I just emailed Wei being like, hi, are you taking students? And he actually said yes, and it was really good. Yeah. Like, that being said, honestly, like, I think no matter what field Wei worked in, I would have wanted to work with him anyways because he's so nice. Unless it was like, maybe if it was extreme more graph theory, then I might be a little more worried. But it was number theory, so it was a good fit. Why did you decide to stay at MIT? Well, I got rejected from every graduate school that was not MIT, so that made decisions very easy. Yeah. Do you know what you want to do after? No idea. But yeah. Stay in academia. Honestly, I don't really want to do either, but I probably have to pick something. I've also thought about just teaching Otis full-time. That is also on the table. And then I decided that whatever, I'll just decide later on when I figure out whether I have career potential in number theory. Not looking so great right now. Yeah. Actually, I think the way I first met Wei was actually when I was either a last year of undergrad or first year of undergraduate school, I forget which, where I needed to email like the quote-unquote graduate chairs to see if the math department could give me travel funding to go to the joint math meetings to get the honorable mention for the Morgan Prize. It's like basically I wanted to go to a conference and I was told that if I wanted funding from the department I needed to contact the chairs, and there were like 3 chairs at the time. So I contacted the first one and waited like 3 weeks and never heard back. And then I contacted the second one and waited some number of weeks and never heard back. And then Wei was the third one. I contacted him and he replied in like 46 minutes or something like that. And I was like, okay, this is the one that actually cares about the students. Sorry, I sold him a little too high. I sent the email at 2:16 p.m. and he responded at 4:31 p.m. So he responded in 2 hours. Yeah, it's like, man, all I want is permission to go to a conference. Sheesh. Yeah. Do you know of any non-programming, non-finance jobs? I don't know of any standard ones. I think the closest thing is for me to just teach Otis full-time, which I have enough infrastructure set up that I actually could do this if I wanted to. The only thing that is a little worrying about it is that, I mean, education is in a really weird place right now that involves a lot of politics and a lot of things like the wonderful EdVista's test portal, who I don't know where you can find programmers that are that bad to work for you, but apparently they exist. So if like the American math competitions collapses in like the next 10 years, I won't be that surprised. I'll be a little surprised, but I won't be that surprised. And yeah, unfortunately, if that happens, then I don't know if I can get the parents to still pay me to teach their kids math. So, that's the situation. I don't think anyone likes the test portal. Like, I actually just don't know how you can design a test portal that badly. That looks like a team of like 3 6th graders were like learning JavaScript for a class project or something. Um, Seriously. Yeah. Cool. All functions are so scary. Yeah. Oh crap. I'm sure there will be students wanting to. Yeah. I think in an ideal world this is true. I'm not sure how ideal I believe the world is. I think there's some problems, which is that I think to me the problems are like the test is actually really well designed is the thing. Like part of the reason that the students get good at math from preparing from the USUMO is because the USUMO is a well-designed test. So if it ceases to exist, even just from a purely educational perspective, I think it makes it a lot harder to go. It gives you a lot less direction for what you're trying to do. Like that's why I think the specification for what problems go on the USMO is actually more important than people give it credit for, because we're essentially sending the message like this is what we this is how we want you to study. Like, you know, this is what the exams look like, and you want to learn to solve this type of problem. So it does actually matter that you do this well. Like you cannot just like put random garbage on the exam, because it will mess up the training as well. Yeah, and then the other is just like your parents exist. Hmm. Yeah, parents exist. What are you gonna do? Yeah. Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome to Chill Chat. Be LaTeX. Pikachu is not a mouse. Okay, I did not know that. I swear it was electric mouse in the problem database. Uh. Thanks to hear. Yeah, nice to meet you. Welcome to the off stream. We'll have a proper stream on Friday night, or no, not this Friday, but the Friday after. Yeah, actually, maybe I should live solve the 12B now that I think about it, just for comedic value. See how many times I lose 6 points because I hit the wrong bubble, you know? Nice Regatta. Hey, nice to meet you. I forget where I got this background. I probably just like, I don't think it's my picture. I think I just found it on the internet somewhere. Hi, K-san. I am kind of alive. Yeah, there was a MIT Math Jam earlier, so I like live streamed that for comedic value, and it ended a little bit ago. So I stuck around a little bit just to, because why not? But yeah, we're just chilling. Proper stream will resume when? Next Friday. After something, yeah. Is that plausible? What I R adjoin x mod x to the 12 minus 1. Oh, hang on. That wait. Huh? I feel like those two things don't even have the same degree as real vector spaces, right? Because your left-hand side R join x mod x to the 12 minus 1 has a 12-dimensional space. And R squared times c to the 4, like ignoring the multiplication structure, R squared times c to the 4 as a real vector space is 10-dimensional. So these dimensions don't match. Yeah. Also, I think if you want to simplify, well, you want c to the 5 probably because you want 12. I think the way you should think about it is, okay, crap, I didn't set up a, let's see if this works. Yeah, well, I think the way you think about it is, R join x, this is so ad hoc, mod x to the 12, frick, mod x to the 12 minus 1, let me see. I want to first kind of get rid of the c part, because the obstruction to like this being stupid is the fact that x squared plus 1 doesn't factor. Or actually, I don't need to do that. 2. So I think the thing you need to say is that x to the 4 minus x squared plus 1 factors as well. It doesn't factor over z, but it factors over r because it's equal to x squared. Okay, I'm gonna get this wrong. Minus something plus 1, x squared plus something plus 1. Is it root 2 or root 2 over 2? I forget which. Oh wait, this is co-create. I can just type the LaTeX. What am I doing? Except the font size is tiny. Okay, sure. Yeah, that would be an issue. Yeah, oh! Oh crap. I forgot there's a vibrator on this website. Save changes. Oh, is it square root 3? Oh, actually, you might be right. It might be square root 3. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what, like, the point is that there's some constant c which hurdler says is square root 3, and I think that sounds right to me, for which this identity is true. And so consequently, you factor these things, and these 12 polynomials are relatively prime over the real numbers. Yeah, okay, it's c equals root 3. Because, let me write this out. C equals root 3 because 4 minus x squared plus 1 is equal to x squared plus 1 all squared minus 3x squared. But this doesn't matter. And so what that means is when you take this product, x to the 12 minus 1, this will be the... This will be a product of like, yeah, x minus 1, x plus 1, and then a product of 5 things with no real roots. Let's see if that renders correctly. Oh, it actually rendered correctly. That's amazing. So, yeah, that should tell you what it is. That implies that the Chinese remainder theorem now tells you r x mod x to the 12 minus 1 is given exactly by, is isomorphic to r squared times c to the 5, where this is the Cartesian product of rings or something like that. Thank you, oops, didn't mean to follow for the follow, I guess. I can't tell if that was intentional or not, but I appreciate it anyways. Well, this co-create thing is actually really nice, actually. I don't have image support, but it's like a whiteboard, but I can type LaTeX and it will render correctly. I gotta use this more, man. Co-create.c. Let me put the link in the chat. Yeah, I think in the past I used, like, if I wanted a whiteboard that felt like a board, meaning I would like handwrite with a stylus, I would use Miro because they have a native iPad app that works pretty well. But in this situation, if I'm like if I'm not doing something that requires handwriting, and I just want to put like LaTeX text on the whiteboard on like a rectangular grid, this actually feels a lot better. I can literally just type. Okay, that means I should adjust the overlay actually then to. For some reason, the LaTeX doesn't render correctly when I use it in the Epiphany browser, which is not amazing. Oops. Oh, well, that works too. Gordon's probability notes and Andrew Tong's complex. Oh, Gordon's. Wait. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Okay, then. I will add that to the... crap. Okay. Okay, should be in now. Yeah, this is an issue tracker, so hopefully I won't forget about it existed. I want another label for this actually. Let's see. Okay, and we will label this as typo. I love GitHub. I don't know how I lived before it. It's just, you can host Git repositories on the internet, it's amazing. Wait, am I on desktop mode? Well, let me hear, let me fix that. Alright, okay. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you all around probably. I will probably need to... Honestly, I think my next thing to do is clear Otis queue. I have like 5 days of backlog. Alright. Well, thanks for dropping by. See you all around. They resume season 2 next week on Friday at the usual time, where I will actually have to do math, and it's going to be hilarious. Alright, good night. Oh, let's see if this button still works. I would like to make sure it works. Yes, it still works. Beautiful. Didn't mean to follow. Best follow.